Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it is day 5 of foundation hunt week, and I couldn't be happier because this week has just been horse poo. I mean, it kind of got better, I guess, as the days went on, but it really didn't. And I'm hoping, we can end it on some type of a positive note here, I guess. Later on in the video, I will give you a recap of everything that I have tried so far, but to get to what today's video is actually about, I will be testing out the ever so talked about right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure this was the foundation haul if you wanted to see the entire week. Anyway, it is the Huda, someone said it's Huda, so that's how I'm gonna say it. Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Okay, so this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This retails for $40 for 1.18 fluid ounces. This comes in 30 shades. I have it in the shade excuse me? Are you I'm officially over this week. I don't want to hear the word foundation for like a good month after this week. This is the shade 550R, which is the last shade that this foundation comes in. And I know I'm not crazy, so I said, wait, let me go look at my order page on Sephora. Does that not say chocolate truffle 540G? Okay, what am I? Well, I mean, I'm already sitting here to film this video and I have no other foundation to use as day 5 for tomorrow, and I already said I would be doing this foundation, so I guess I'm gonna have to use the shade 550, and I looked crazy the entire week, so what difference is one more day going to make? But what I was going to say before was that I have this in the shade 540G. This is one of those I would not recommend you pick your shade online, even though that is what I did here. And I would not recommend that you listen to the Sephora IQ matcher because it matched me to 520R, 520G, whichever one it is, the 520. No, no. So that's why I picked 540, because that was the next one that had, I believe, golden undertones. The other ones were all red, which I believe this is red as well. But yeah, I would suggest, going into the store to find your shade so that you don't have to, have Sephora wrongly match you or send you the wrong shade. So this foundation claims to be medium to full coverage for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin, so for all skin types, and have a satin matte radiant finish. It's a full coverage cream foundation that visibly conceals blemishes and imperfections for a filter-like finish. Packed with a high percentage of ultra-refined pigments, the faux filter foundation visibly smooths an even skin texture, diminishing the appearance of blemishes, scars, hyperpigmentation, and redness to create a flawless airbrushed finish. Enriched with argan oil and acetica, both known for their hydrating properties, this fade-proof formula blends seamlessly with skin, leaving it matte with a hint of sheen for a luminous appearance. Wear it alone for full coverage or blend it together with the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base Primer, sold separately for an even more natural finish, without parabens and sulfates. Okay. Okay, so here it is on my face. This side is set, this side is not. It is currently 10:46 a.m. so I will be back later to see how this held up throughout the day and give you my thoughts on this foundation and this entire week. Okay, so I am back and it is now 6:33 and this is what my face looks like. So this claims to be medium to full coverage for oily, combination, dry, and normal skin types, have a satin matte radiant finish, and is a full coverage cream foundation that visibly conceals blemishes and imperfections for a filter-like finish. Visibly smooths an even skin texture, diminishing the appearance of blemishes, scars, hyperpigmentation, and redness. Fade-proof formula blends seamlessly with skin, leaving it matte with a hint of sheen for a luminous appearance. All right, well, as far as coverage goes, I would say this is more so on the full coverage side. I put one pump like I did every other foundation that I've done this week, and that was way too much. So I only used about less than half of the pump that I put on the back of my hand for my face, and I still got what was a pretty full coverage look to my face. So I feel like that's really the only way you can get a medium type of coverage with this foundation is if you use a very small amount, and even then you're pretty much gonna get a full coverage finish to your face when you put this on. It says it is for pretty much all skin types. Your girl has combo oily skin. It did do pretty good with the dry areas that I have on my face. My T-zone is oily and the perimeter around my face is usually pretty normal. So, you know, your girl's got a little bit of everything. So I would say that it is probably pretty good for most skin types out there. Now, it says it has a matte but a little hint of sheen to it when it finishes. Now, when I first put this on, I definitely feel like it had a pretty much matte finish to it. However, you know, after it like fully dried and it set in for maybe an hour or two, I started noticing the sheen that it says it has to give you that natural glow from within. And with all the foundations that I have tried this week that claim that they give you some type of glow from within, this is the closest that I've gotten to hours later. What, it's almost been 8 hours or something like that. Hours later, my face is still pretty matte, but it's giving me a glow from within, and again, not a glow from the gym. So I will give it that. Now, it claims to visibly smooth your skin. I do believe that it does do some smoothing. However, as far as not perfecting, but helping the texture on your face, not so sure about that. My texture is mostly in these areas. I'm not sure it really did too much there with the texture that is on my face. It says it is a cream foundation. That explains, you know, the thickness when I first pumped it out onto the back of my hand. I don't like that. I can feel it. That's why I don't like it. When I put it on my face, I can kind of feel this foundation. I think that's why I'm a little antsy right now, because I don't like feeling makeup. It's not heavy. We're not talking, you know, like heavy foundations that are out there, but I can definitely feel this on my face. I lost my train of thought, but there was something else that I was supposed to tell you. Oh, I also don't really care for how this blends out on my face. It kind of didn't want to blend out when I was putting this on my face. I guess I'm just used to, you know, foundations that just kind of blend like butter when you're trying to put them on. But this one, I feel like I was really trying to beat my face, trying to get it to blend out. So that is something I don't really care for there. And before I forget, let me go ahead and add that flash test right here. And now for the shade range and my shade match. Before I left for the day, I was pretty mad at Sephora because they sent me the wrong foundation shade. I ordered 540G and they sent me 550R. But you know, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe that was Sephora looking out for me, because this is pretty much my foundation shade. Now, granted, you know, I'm looking a little Oompa Loompa-ish because this has a red undertone that's kind of borderline looking a little orangey now. It's really strong red orange right now. But putting the undertone aside, the actual shade is pretty much my foundation shade. Mind you, Sephora was out here trying to color match me to 520, but I don't know how to feel about this. This foundation comes in 30 shades, you know, and I mentioned before earlier this week that there were 3 companies that I could think off the top of my head that put a foundation out and within the same week, days, were saying we're working on more shades. Huda was one of those brands that I was talking about. She's already said she was going to release, I don't know, 5 more shades. I saw somewhere 5 more shades. I saw somewhere else 20 more shades. I don't know, but more shades are coming, you know, what we're used to by now. And again, we couldn't have just waited to put all these shades out at the same time, because you hear people saying, oh, 30 shades, and then to realize you're pretty much the last shade that this foundation comes in. It's lackluster. It's just like, oh, okay. So thoughts on this foundation? We were so close. We were so close to having a foundation that I could recommend to you guys, but this is the most recommendable foundation that I have tried this week as far as the formula goes. I do feel like it's the most mattifying, but still natural skin type of, but still works with my type of skin foundation that I've tried this week. Although I don't, necessarily care for how it feels on my face. I feel like if I start putting more products on top of this, then it's gonna start feeling kind of heavy on my face, and I don't like that. So this would probably, I don't know, but this would probably be a foundation I would have to wear as just a, normal, not piling the products on type of foundation. But it's still matte on my face. It still kind of gives me even now, hours later, I feel like this is more so of just a natural skin type of finish to my face than just a extremely matte or extremely dewy type of finish to my face. So that's that on the formula, kudos there. But, this is the last shade that this comes in. There's no point in me trying to get the shade 540 because I can now see that I am the shade 550, which is the last shade that this foundation comes in. It's just the complete wrong undertone here. This is a pretty red-orange undertone, and I'm not sure how much, canceling out of that I can do with other products because it's pretty there. So, again, this is going to be one of those very specific type of recommendations where you're gonna have to, one, go in store, swatch this on you, try all of that out to get color match because it is going to be kind of hard to color match yourself here. Two, if you don't like the feeling of makeup on your face, this might not be for you. What else? I think that's pretty much it on this foundation. So if those are, beside those two things that I just mentioned, the shades and the heaviness of this foundation, other than that, if you were thinking of trying out this foundation, go for it. So that brings us to the close of Foundation Hunt Week. It's been a long one. It's been a stressful one. It's been frustrating. It was just so bad. It was so bad, and I was trying to hold out hope that, it could get better, but I just feel like everything that could go wrong did go wrong this week. Actually, I feel like this week really was just an eye-opener that there's still so much work that has to be done in this industry. Everyone was talking about, yay, Fenty Beauty, 40 shades, even though, they aren't the first to make a diverse shade range, but I feel like the hype came that people thought because Fenty Beauty got so much hype that other brands were gonna catch on, that clearly if you make the shades, they will sell out, because to this day, people are still waiting for a restock. Even the Huda Beauty Foundation, while I was trying to shop during the VIB Rouge sale, pretty much all the dark shades were sold out. So it's been proven at this point that if you make the shades available, people are going to purchase them. And I feel like after Fenty Beauty, a lot of people thought, okay, they've seen the response to a foundation line like this, so other brands were gonna hop on board, and to have the Jouer, the LA colors, and the Huda all be foundations that were released after that, and seeing how these shade ranges worked this week, it just kind of feels like we took 2 steps back here, and it's just like, what are we doing? I'm gonna need you to get on board here. But we can only hope for the best as 2018 comes. Companies, I'm gonna need you to know that we're not taking this into 2018, okay? If you think you're gonna put out shade ranges like this with 10, 11, 17, we're roasting on site, okay? We're not even getting to the point where we're gonna review it in a video. We're roasting it as soon as we see it on Trendmood, Sephora, wherever. Just know it's coming, okay? But for a rundown, first day was the Jouer foundation. That shade was about 3 skin tones lighter than myself. The foundation itself, I believe, wasn't really that mattifying on me, and it was too much of a full coverage for me. I knew there was something that I didn't care for there. It was too much of a full coverage foundation for me. Day 2 was the LA Colors Truly Matte Foundation. Again, it only came in 14 shades. I was the darkest shade, and I believe that I said that foundation was kind of okay, it's $6, you kind of get what you pay for type of foundation. But then everyone was saying, oh, did you start breaking out? And I was like, I mean, the day after, I did realize that I had some breakouts, but I was thinking to myself, you know, it is that time of the month, too much information, I'm sorry. So I do have some breakouts, but I'm not sure if it's because of that or if it's because of the foundation. But then I started to realize the breakout was more so along the perimeter of my face here, like here and here. And then I got one that was right here on the bottom of my chin, and it's one of those it hurts to touch type of breakouts, which isn't my normal type of hormonal breakout. So I'm gonna try that LA Colors foundation again just to make sure, because there was another foundation that I've tried this year that every time I tried it I broke out. So if I try the LA Colors again and I break out, it's a no-go. Just no. I don't care if it's only $6. The e.l.f. foundation, I had to get the darkest shade, which is a little too dark for me, but not that dark. But I look like I had just come back from swimming after I tried that foundation. So again, for that one, I would suggest, you know, my normal to dry skin out there. Was it normal to dry skin? I believe so. The Giorgio Armani foundation, I am going to try again. I'm going to try it with a matter foundation because of how sheer it is, but it was a good foundation shade match to my skin tone. And I did like the finish. It gives you a kind of, you know, real skin type of finish. And as for the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation, again, it is the one that I could probably recommend the most out of all the ones I have tried this week, even though the undertone has me looking like a bowl of, you know, tomato soup right now. And that's pretty much it. And I'm kind of sad that that's literally the outcome of this week, that the foundation I can recommend the most has me looking like a bowl of tomato soup. So that is it, not only for this video, but for Foundation Hunt Week. I'm not doing another one of these again for a hot minute. Maybe December, maybe. If not, then I'll see you guys again with Foundation Hunt in January. But that is it. I hope seeing these has helped, I guess. I kind of feel like it didn't help because everything didn't work on me, but I hope it helped. You know, I hope you got to see something that works for you, or you got to realize something wouldn't work for you. I don't know. I just hope it helped. But make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!